Mike Manhattan, Don Baker, Rick Snow, and meteorologist John Weatherby with your exclusive Doppler Max 11 forecast. You're watching the award-winning WTOC TV, Channel 11, the Southeast news leader.
It's always a hot topic on the coast, offshore drilling. Well, they're weighing their options along the Grand Strand, and Kyle Granger from our Myrtle Beach sister station listened in on the latest round of debate that anyone who lives or loves life on the beach and water will want to know about.
Out in the big blue sea could be the future of energy for the Palmetto State and the entire country. The possibilities were the topic of a discussion Wednesday at the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. State and local leaders, along with energy representatives, all talking about the options.
We need to be looking at the whole equation: conservation and coal, natural gas. We need to be looking at the nuclear. We need to be looking at wind. We need to be looking at solar. We need to be looking at biomass.
Right now, 60% of South Carolina's energy comes from coal, and as America looks for new ways to provide energy, this group hopes South Carolina can lead the way. Last year, Congress lifted the moratorium on offshore drilling. Tourism leaders and conservationists worry about the environmental impacts.
I can't tell you how many of my guests enjoy just getting on the balcony at night in the afternoon at dusk and watching the ocean, watch the unobstructed view they can see for miles. And I think that's an important part of the asset that we have in the beach.
A big advantage would be jobs, a boost to the economy, and any rigs offshore would be too far out to be seen. And some say they are at ease with drilling after learning about how the operations work.
Are under the surface of the ocean. I mean, they're down, feet below the sand. I mean, so and what happens is they close all those down in the event of a hurricane, so that there's essentially no serious probability of any leakage from offshore drilling.
And that was Kyle Granger reporting in Myrtle Beach. They'll take the comments from the series of meetings and put together a feasibility study to decide if it's worth going after those offshore resources. That should be out in a couple of weeks, and of course, we'll let you know what happens next. He is still on the apology tour and wishing he could get back to business. South Carolina Governor Mark Sanford speaking in Somerville this afternoon, again dealing with his admitted affair with an Argentinian woman and accusations he misused state airplanes and travel arrangements. He'd like to leave it all behind.
Desires from my end just to go down to that farm in Beaufort County and hide out for the rest of my life, because that's a place that I love and there are no TV cameras there.
Sanford did talk about his priorities for South Carolina, including restructuring state government and economic development. Looking for something different for your next flight? How about a ride on top of the plane? And wait till you meet the rider who isn't even old enough to drive. But first, here's a live look outside with our WTOC Westin Resort Sky Cam. The dome's glowing tonight, little breeze fluttering the flag. John's up next with a Doppler Max 11 forecast.
This WTOC Doppler Max 11 forecast is brought to you by Alabama's Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail. Learn more on the web at rtjgolf.com.
Pretty nice weather overall.
Not too bad unless you got caught under one of those showers of the afternoon, and we'll see more of that. In fact, our regional radar, things are really settled down. Even across the state, it's very difficult to find any showers, but boy, earlier in the day, they were certainly popping up offshore and right through Vidalia. In fact, very close to Vidalia, just north of there, Mount Vernon, they had some really heavy rain. Mary Royal, one of our weather watchers, reported that. But everything else was much lighter amounts. You see all the blue colors, those are less than an inch. So briefly, locally heavy rainfall, only 0.17 of an inch at the airport. 89 and 75 were our extremes for the day. We were below normal. 79 our current temperature with the relative humidity 86%. The winds are calm. We could see some patchy fog developing first thing in the morning. There's Bill, Hurricane Bill, continuing to track off to the northwest, expected to make a curve. In fact, let's get you the forecast track and his latest position. Now moving like this as a Category 4 storm from Monday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. then into Sunday, passing New England all the way up into the Canadian provinces by the time we get to Monday at that point as a tropical storm. So this is going to swipe right by the United States, perhaps close to Cape Cod. It will mean some high surf and some rip currents along our Georgia coast and South Carolina coast. And what's behind, Bill? Nothing. Nothing's coming off the African coast. There's no Danny in the future. That's the next named storm. There goes Bill, headed off toward the United States and passing by. We'll watch our afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Now, none of this is in association with Bill. This is just the standard afternoon, hot, humid, hazy stuff. There's a trough across Tennessee, Alabama that's helping to trigger some of these showers. But as we go through Friday, look, here comes Bill into the frame finally, passing by to the north into this position by Saturday. We're in pretty good shape as far as that is concerned. Mariners, south winds 10 to 15, 4 to 5 feet. We're starting to see the swells get higher as Bill approaches. 86 degrees is our current beach water temperature. Next tide, we had a coastal advisory earlier. Now 2:34 for the next low tide, and high tide again 8:35 tomorrow morning. 6:52 your sunrise. Stand by. Doppler Max 11 forecast. That's coming up next.
Some traditions only get better. For generations, families have built memories at the historic Grand Hotel in Point Clear, Alabama. Now you can create your own traditions at the Colony at the Grand. Luxury residences now offered for sale. Gracious living, views of Mobile Bay, golf, fishing, tennis, and the quaint village of Fairhope. Come see why you'll love the Colony at the Grand.
Welcome back. Doppler Max 11 forecast. Partly cloudy skies for this evening. Patchy fog, especially in rain-cooled areas. We'll have a low of 74. Upper 70s if you're along coastal areas. Lower 70s if you're farther inland. Then we recover to lower 90s inland to upper 80s if you're right along coastal areas for highs for tomorrow. In fact, check this out. 87 Tybee, Wilmington, and Skidaway. 89 Coffee Bluff, downtown 89. Savannah Quarters 91. Port Wentworth 90 for a high. 91 Hardyville, Sun City 90. Beaufort at 88 tomorrow, Sea Pines 87, Tefusky at 87 for afternoon highs. Again, here in Savannah, 90 should be our high with partly cloudy skies and a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. You will see peaks of hazy sunshine, even some periods of hazy sunshine, and then a heavy tropical downpour will greet you in the afternoon. It's a 40% chance of rain. 40% chance of rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday as well. Temperatures for highs right around 90, overnight lows in the 70s. Perhaps less chance of showers and thunderstorms toward the end of that 7-day forecast. You can keep updated on Hurricane Bill and all the tropics, of course, on our website, WTOC.com. Look for the Hurricane Center right there on the front page.
All right. I hope that stays a long-distance relationship.
Long way away, yes.
Thanks a lot. Well, they're trying to figure out what happened. The whole neighborhood wants to know what exploded. The update when we return.